Exactly 1 year ago, the Senator James Orengo promised to impeach the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto over corruption allegations at that time. And over the weekend, he repeated the same. James Orengo is not your ordinary senator. He is the legal advisor to Raila Amolo Odinga. James Orengo is a veteran politician. And James Orengo hardly just speaks. And when Orengo speaks, the entire nation listens. So the question Kenyans are asking, is there any plot to impeach the deputy president from office? But again, if there were no such plots, in any developed democracy, is it just in order for our deputy president to resign from office? Because yesterday in Meru, the deputy president made it clear that the system is against him. That there are certain people in government who are placing calls to governors, MPs, and MCS not to attend his functions. We know so well that the deputy president is the second in command in this country, as per the constitution. So if he's being undermined, the best thing for him, in my view, is for him to resign. But what would be the political implications? So today I want us to look at the dilemma of either resigning or being impeached the deputy president is facing and the political implications. But before we do that, if you're bumping on this video for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and hit the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this one, you get notified. Now, back to the main issue. Is there any plan to impeach the deputy president? James Orengo said this 1 year ago, and he repeated it again yesterday. I want us to go back to 1 year ago and listen to the response which Oscar Sudi gave at that time. Because a lot of things have also changed between March 2019 to today. I want you to listen to Oscar Sudi very briefly responding to James Orengo. Then we go straight into these points.
Mimi nataka niambie rafiki yangu Senator Orengo na jamii ya ODM, sio NASA kwa sababu NASA ilisambaratika. Nataka nimwambie Orengo na vibaraka zako na mkubwa wenu Raila, mimi huwa nasema vile iko. Shida yenye tuko naye Kenya hii sio shida ya Uhuru na Ruto ama shida ya nani. Shida tuko naye Kenya hii ni ya Raila Amolo Odinga. Popote Raila ataenda, shida itapatikana kwa penye anatembelea. Raila aliingia KANU, ilibomoka ama haikubomoka? Amekuja mpaka amebomoa NASA. Kama Raila angekuwa mtu mzuri, na ndio mimi nataka niambie hata wana NASA, kama Raila angekuwa mtu mzuri, wakati alikuwa anaenda handshake, angeenda na Kalonzo, angeenda na Mudavadi, angeenda na Wetangula, na angeenda na brigade yake kwenda kusema sasa jameni tuongee. Lakini kwa sababu yeye ni mtu wa kujitakia, akatoka peke yake na msichana yake Winnie, wakaenda wakapewa sijui kama ni check ama sijui kama ilikuwa ni handshake, na hiyo matatizo ikaanzia hapo mpaka saa hii shida tuko nayo. Mimi nataka nimwambie Orengo, na nataka niambie chama yetu ya Jubilee, kuna watu usikaribishwe akuje kwako. Kuna mtu uikaribisha akuje kwako, kuna mwingine anataka kwenda kwa bedroom yako, kuna mwingine anataka kucholewa kwa joo yako, kuna mwingine anataka kwenda kwa jikoni. Mimi nataka niambie Rais Uhuru Kenyatta, tuko na shida so long as bado tuko na Raila Odinga kwa nyumba yetu. Orengo anataka kwenda kukojoa kwa toilet yako, mwingine anataka kwenda kusijui kukalia kitanda yako. Ni watu hawafai kukaribishwa kwa nyumba ya mtu wako na tabia mbaya. Na ndio hii tabu tuko nayo kwa sababu ya fitina. Badala ya kuongelea vile ya kujenga barabara, vile ya kusaidia wananchi, mimi nashangaa na Orengo. Orengo amefanya siasa kuanzia mimi nikiwa mtoto mdogo kama sijasaliwa mpaka leo bado anafanya siasa. tembelea kaunti ya Siaya. Umaskini iko Siaya ni kubwa sana, kwa sababu ya akili ya Kiingereza mingi yenye haisaidii chochote kule Nairobi, na kupanga uhalifu usiku na mchana, akiamuka tu asubuhi. Na hiyo Wajaluo wako na shida sana, wana supporting tu mtu kwa sababu wanaona ati anaongea Kiingereza mingi. Hiyo Kiingereza haiwezi kukuliwa.
Now, that's Oscar Sudi. I've played that so that you can understand where we are coming from and where we are headed to. All this can be traced back to the handshake between President Uhuru Kenyatta and his brother Raila Odinga. But we are not going to go into that. According to our constitution, if you want to impeach the president, the constitution is saying removal of the deputy president. It's saying the president can be removed, the deputy president may be removed from office, A, that's Article 150, A, on the ground of physical or mental incapacity to perform the functions of the office. The DP is sound, so he cannot be removed based on that ground. The number B, impeachment, which is what Orengo is advocating for. And he's saying A, on the ground of a gross violation of a provision of this constitution or any other law. So it means if you want to remove the deputy president, you must have enough grounds that he has grossly violated the provisions of our constitution. 2, it's saying where there are serious reasons to believe that the deputy president has committed a crime under national or international law. Like if, for example, there was that ICC, it could have been used. But I don't think the DP has violated any constitution up to this point. Number 3 is for gross misconduct. So you can impeach the deputy president based on those 3 issues. And Atwoli also said something today. Look for that video ya Atwoli ya leo. Penye alikuwa narosha hiyo simu. Just look for that video. But based on those grounds, and these grounds, if any of them is credible enough, then the DP can be impeached. That means if he's impeached today, then he will not be eligible to contest in 2022. Then another one is saying provisions of Article 144 and 145 relating to removal of the president shall apply. So if you want to remove the president, you can also use the same parameters to remove the deputy president. So basically it means the threshold for removing the deputy president from office is so high. But that one is something we cannot go into. Let us look at the political implications. What do you think can happen if today the deputy president is impeached from office? What do you think can happen? Number 1, in my view, based on the current politics, is sympathy. We already know that the system has successfully isolated the DP. And the DP is currently down. When you see a deputy president crying like a baby the way he was doing in Mary, they know already he's subdued. And in our African culture, if someone is down, you don't hit him further. So that will attract sympathy for the deputy president. So anybody planning to impeach the deputy president must look at that. Number 2, I think such move is likely to fail terribly. The current members of parliament we have are businessmen. They are in business. And we all know that the DP has the resources to do whatever he wants. Like, for example, I strongly believe that there are certain members of ODM, there are certain members of parliament from ODM from ODM party who are on payroll not to respond to the deputy president. Because if that was not the case, there's no way the DP can keep on insulting Raila Odinga, for example, but then there's a silence from the ODM side, unless that's something they agreed on. Maybe they agreed as a party not to respond to the DP. But if there was no such such an agreement, then it means some of them are compromised. And because of that, for you to remove the DP, you'll need 2/3. That's impossible to get in our current parliament. Impossible, I'm telling you. So it's likely to fail. And if it fails, that will rejuvenate the DP even higher. Number 3, it's unnecessary distraction. If Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga are serious with the BBI, that's what they should focus on. Not the sideshow of impeaching the deputy president. It will just distract them from the focus. And I've studied the politics of the DP. He's good at twisting things. Take, for example, the case of Kenyan. How he's not twisting it to make it appear as if he's being targeted. So in my view, it's unnecessary distraction. Number 4, the handshake. If you impeach the deputy president, and then you've been talking of inclusivity, you've been talking of handshake, you've been talking of building bridges initiative, you've been talking of coming together, what will you be telling the country? You will be telling the country that the handshake was basically about one man, the deputy president. Because once it's impeached and it's gone, then what next? Because as things stand today, before agenda has collapsed in this country. But the DP must be worried of one outcome. If that impeachment will go through, he might get the sympathy and everything. But if an impeachment motion is moved in Senate and goes through, then it will mean the integrity of the deputy president to hold that office will be in question. Which means someone can easily use that in 2022 to lock him out of running. And I think that's what Uhuru and Mike Sonko also negotiated. Because if Mike Sonko was going to be impeached on those grounds, then it would have meant that even in the next election, Sonko was not going to be eligible. That's exactly what will apply to the DP. But he has the option of resigning. There's a kid there making a lot of noise. He has the option of resigning. If he were to resign today, what are the implications on the DP? In my view, his timing would be wrong. For the DP to successfully scoop political score out of resignation, the timing must be right. Currently, he's at his lowest moment. The system has already subdued him. So if he tries to resign, he will not scoop any political point out of it. So he must wait for the appropriate time. The timing is not now. If he tries that now, his politics will just come to an end. That's number 1. Number 2, it will also show a point of weakness on the side of the deputy president. It's better off making the noises and crying like a baby the way he's been doing about the cartels and unseen cartels. But if he will attempt to resign today, he will be viewed as someone who is weak. Sometimes it's just good to fight from within. And so far, so good for the deputy president. The moment he will make the move to resign, he will be exposed as someone who is weak. Because that's the moment the DP will also know that in this country, there are people who will only support you when you are in power. And Bitange Ndemo would be his best friend. Because Bitange Ndemo explained when he left office as the permanent secretary during Kibaki's era, his phone stopped ringing. He basically started looking for people to call. But when he was the permanent secretary, his phone was ever busy. So the deputy president should not attempt to do that. He will know that when Raila Odinga was leaving Kanu after that merger, no, not Kanu, when Raila Odinga was leaving, was it Kanu or NAC government? When he left the government, was it NAC? I think Kibaki government. People like Oro Jode, people like Uchila Yako, who were in government, who were cabinet secretaries, cabinet ministers, were reluctant to leave. Some of them had no option, but if they had second option, they would not have left. So it will expose the deputy president and the weaknesses. And lastly, if he resigns today, then these guys will find a way of locking him out of 2022 general election. But what can the deputy president do? Can he keep on fighting? In my view, I think he must allow the impeachment motion to go on, then defeat it in parliament. That would be a big score for him politically, although it will dent his image, because a lot of, for someone to move this motion, it will mean they have done their homework well. So it will really expose a lot on him. But the end game is that it will be defeated, but he will score, he shall have scored high political points out of that impeachment. But for resigning, he should not attempt to resign. If he does that today, that will be the end of him. Unless he will have to wait until 2 or 3 months to the elections, then he can do that. And he will only do that if he has realized that he can create a momentum out of that resignation. But as at now, it can't work. And again, we also know that the Deputy President, William Ruto, has never operated outside government. So it will be very difficult for him to work in 2020, 2011, and partly 2013, and partly 2022 outside government. The DP will not survive outside government. So he must not resign. Thank you, guys. I don't know what you think, but in my view, I think the DP finds himself in a big dilemma. And if you have a different thought on this, kindly let me know in a comment. And to the subscribers, and to continue, thank you guys for your continued support. Without your support, this channel would not be where it is today. Thank you guys. And as usual, give the video thumbs up or thumbs down. Thank you guys. And please, if you're not subscribed to this channel, there's nothing you're still waiting for. Just do that straight away. Because on this channel, at least by the time unatoka, you have something new. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. Bye-bye.